before I talk to like Ben and stuff, I always just think like there's no hope because it's like I clear this award, then next year it's expected of me to clear more because I can, right? Or like relative to the rest of the agency you can, but what is it that you want? So I'm with Prudential and I am about coming to 3 years in the industry. I think Ben slid into my DMs before, but I didn't really pay attention until Mel told me about AAS when I was kind of sharing some challenges that I was facing. Then she was just telling me that she's working with a few coaches. Then she suggested that I speak to you guys. I think when Ben reached out also, I was too early on in my career to even think about growing myself in this way. I was still thinking like, oh, get clients, fix appointments and all that. So when I talked to him, it was already the stage where I'm already like max. I know I can reasonably clear MDRT year on year, but there's something that I'm looking for also. So I didn't think that I could find a solution or answer, but I just knew I wanted to work with a coach. I think the main thing was that I was frustrated and needed a direction where I was in. And I just decided that, okay, for me, what helped me back was the commitment financially, because I had a lot of other commitments back then also. Then what made me decide to just go ahead with it is that I wanted my situation to change. So if I don't change anything, then what can I expect, right? I think you guys were very generous to share with me like the resources. So it kind of gave me an insight to what it might entail also, the investment. I think from at least within my agency, there's no model on what a successful business is like. Like it's very production driven. So it's like, okay, in Prudential, you clear the whatever internal awards, you clear MDRT already, then what? Recruit, COT, TOT, whatever. But it doesn't sit with me. So I guess what I got most out of it is a kind of tailored or more defined adjustment or alignment on what I want really in the business. And I really like that you guys focus on, it always brings me back to what is sustainable in the long run, which has been more and more prevalent for me as I grow older. It's something I never really thought about. Then I realized that, okay, actually is quite a priority in scaling anything. I definitely knew I needed something more systematic in a way, more structured, and for lack of a better word, like more attention on me, like more specific attention. I always knew of like modular courses and all that, but it's very one-off. There's no like journey. So I think when I had the conversation, actually it's only when I look back. Yeah, when I look back, I realized that, oh, okay, I think this is something that I needed, but I just didn't know where to find. Or I don't know how to start. Then I realized, oh, maybe I cannot find answers because from my AL's perspective also, it's like more production means more work, means like, you cannot enjoy or what. But it may not always be that way. And your vision also, what kind of vision you want. I think it has deepened for me. I think when I joined last year, I don't even think I had a vision. I think I was just like survival mode. But it's hard for people to understand because if I talk to my colleagues, they'll be like, but your production is still okay. Like relatively speaking, healthy and all that. But I think internally you don't feel good. Then, the numbers don't really matter. My first thought when I came into 2023 is just like survive. But now I think I don't really tie the goal to the year. And I'm thinking about like how to scale sustainably, like not thinking in terms of trade-offs. Like maybe I want to produce more, achieve more means I have to work less, or I definitely have to burn my weekends, that kind of thing. And taking care of myself. At least from my perspective, there's a lot of like, oh, if you never hit MDRT because you lack this. But what if I'm MDRT, I want to scale beyond? But then what if it's not COT? Then I also don't know how to envision that. And I think when you can see that things are possible or there's a model, then you feel more inspired to achieve it also. And I think speaking to like other members, it's nice to see people like striving in their own direction or what. So I think it's very good energy and environment, and it's a very healthy space. I think I've stopped thinking so short term in a sense. Year on year, I think the years just go by very fast. So I don't know, the years to come, I'm just thinking of something that is more that I can follow through and carry through. So I don't know, is it building a system in a different sense? Because I've always had a system, but that system is totally powered by my active energy and hours. But I think I have to think beyond that. Then that's what I'm trying to build now. AS has definitely helped me to learn how to be happier in the business and to have that vision that you can grow and not have to give yourself so much. I really like the community. I think it's always good to be in an environment where you hear about other like agents and how they do their work. And in a safe space, like what you all said at the mastermind, I think it does help. There's a lot of resources, and I think the way you guys structure the stuff is very, very systematic. It's like it's basically how I would do if I had the time. But of course, at a different level, and you all have different level of insights also, because you work with so many people. So for me, at least, if I knew all of that, I think this is something that would be very essential to growing my business now. Like seeing the results that other people can achieve with the program, seeing the community, and seeing like different versions of success. Before I talk to like Ben and stuff, I always just think like there's no hope, because it's like I clear this award, then next year it's expected of me to clear more, because I can, right? Or like relative to the rest of the agency, you can. But what is it that you want? Like for me, maybe it's just like being happy, or like, then how does that come into play with the work? And I think just different versions of success, because like for me, if like let's say in my small agency there's all these people, then I know like obviously there's people who are way more successful and can do more. Then I look at the top producers of the company and I'm like, holy shit, there's no way I can be like them, because I've heard, and we go for sharings, right? Then you hear the way they work, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not here, but I'm not there also. Then like, where am I? And what will make me happy? Or like, what will give me both enough like of a stretch to know that I'm like going and growing myself, but also not killing myself? Then I mean, you would mostly only know like your agency people. Then if in your agency already there's only like all these people and you're considered one to talk to, then I also don't know who to talk to anymore. I think it's not just perspectives, but like thinking of how I want to grow, evolve the business. Like let's say I'm thinking of recruitment work, then I talk to Zach, then I kind of know like how it plays out. Then like let's say I'm feeling a certain way or like struggling, then if I talk to Ben, then I'm always forced to like think what is the big picture vision of my business. Because I think we just always have to handle a lot of things in the job, right? So sometimes we forget that big picture idea, and having that clarity will allow us to know what are the essential steps that we must always take. If not, I'll just be like running short term all the time. Then from what I've seen from you guys is that I think everything is super professionally done. It has expanded my thinking about the advisory business. Like previously, I'll be like quite lost what to achieve, right? Then the only thing I can think of is to peg it to a certain goal, or like 25% more income. Then I'll start looking into things like, how case size lah, clientele and all that. But there's a sense of fatigue also as you move along the business. So now I am learning how to, in a strange way, take care of myself in a very different way. I cleared MDRT last month. So everything else I never really measure, but I think production wise, or at least income wise, it's still on track, 25% more than where I was last year at this point. I took a lot of time. So I think that's why I feel happier. I say I feel happier this year, because like I counted my leave there. I counted the days I took off. I don't even know this month, but 2 months ago it was already 46 days. I just take it like 46 days of the year I'm away, or I'm totally definitely not working. So I am happy in that sense. I don't think I would have the confidence to like so boldly take leave or like give myself that rest. But I think in the process of doing so, I'm pretty sure Ben's views also had like something to do with it. Because when during coaching, he'll ask me questions. So he shares concepts like essentialism and stuff like that to me. And that has kind of influenced the way I want to do the business also. Because I do feel it already in that sense, the effects. So I'm just thinking like long term in a sense. And it gives me more comfort, because I know that, a year is just a year.